Welcome to the Last Co-op Podcast, your source of all things nerd and pop culture related, all in one place. This is episode number 30, and to start things off and add fuel to the fire, Nintendo has a new product that they have announced, and it is not the Switch 2. So we are getting an alarm clock that costs $100, and you can wake up to sounds of old Nintendo games. And apparently, somehow it has a feature where they turn off after your feet hit the floor. This may be alarm clock technology already. I don't know. I use my phone, so I don't know if that's what like real alarm clocks do. If this is like a new thing, old thing, or whatever. But I don't want my alarm clock to turn off whenever I hit the floor. My feet hit the floor. I want it to turn off whenever I tell it to turn off. So that's major design flaw in that. But this is not something that I will be buying, and I think if you
Thank
do
God.
buy it for any other reason other than a hardcore Nintendo collector, you are an idiot. There is no reason for you to buy. There's no reason for anyone to own an alarm clock. Is the first thing. Like, we all have phones that have alarms built into them. So
And you know what you can do with that? You can set your alarm on your phone to whatever Nintendo music you want.
exactly. Yeah, I don't I don't I mean, last time I saw an alarm clock was in a hotel room, and that was a while back. So I didn't even know alarm clocks still existed. I do have a funny Meyer story though, from whenever I worked there, and I don't remember exactly how it went, but it went something like there was a random customer, and I said, "Hey, how you doing? Can I help you?" Blah blah blah. And she's like, "Yeah." She's standing in front of alarm clocks, by the way. And so I'm like, "Yeah, no, can I help you?" She's like, "Oh no, I'm just kind of looking, da 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 da." And I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Well, if you need anything, let me know." I said, "Are you looking for an alarm clock?" And she goes, "No." And I was like, "All right." And I was like, "Well, have a good day." I was just like, "Yeah, this is not something that I was going to do." And then she proceeded to come up and ask me if we had any alarm clocks, and I said, "Yeah, right where you were just at." I was like, "If you need any further assistance, there's my coworker over there. I'm going on lunch. I don't have time to deal with this shit." So,
Yeah, I thought you were going to bring
um,
up the Bluetooth speaker story.
oh, the blue. No, there's some stories of things that have nothing to do with that. That would be an alarm clock though, with the Bluetooth speaker, with the horse, the two-legged horse that's running around. Yeah, that was yeah. I didn't stay at that job very long. They fired me, so that's how that went.
We got one of those special alarm clocks where it's got like the sun rises, so like it's like the light like begins to like lighten. And I don't use it; my wife uses it, but it's kind of
You
cool.
remember you remember those old ones where like they had like a laser and it like shined on
Yeah,
the ceiling or whatever, and then you could see that. I had one of those whenever I was a kid.
I'm gonna make
But
a Nerf one. It shoots you with a Nerf gun. Dude, Mark,
Rude awakening.
telling it,
wake
man,
up!
boom, you shot right in the eye. You wake up and you just got a purple eye. His eyes swollen. You're like, my alarm clock did it. I swear.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
All right, so the next topic is something that I saw from the Pixel Game Squad. They did it, but they got it from, I think it's like Gaming Off the Grid is who they're called. I don't remember, but they do like years in review. But mainly theirs are just like all video game related. So like everything that happened video game wise in that year is what they go over. But I thought it would be interesting to go back and just see all of the top things that happened in the year of 1995. So, first of all, do you all know what the highest grossing movie was in 1995?
Wasn't
I would say
Titanic. That came out
Toy
the next year.
Story.
No, that's what I thought it was. Was Toy
Pocahontas?
Story. Nope. It's
Braveheart?
Toy Story's 3 and Pocahontas is 4.
I know it ain't 7, but it should have been. The movie 7.
A good one. That was a good one.
The first one?
Forrest Gump.
No.
Shit, I have no idea.
Batman Forever.
I wrote that down, but I didn't say it. Swear to God, it's in my
Batman
notes.
Forever?
Yeah,
I put Batman Forever.
Batman Forever was
Didn't say
number 1. Apollo 13 was number 2, and then Toy Story, Pocahontas, and then I knew it made a lot of money. I didn't know it was that high. It was Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. That was number 5. So, and then Casper, Die Hard, Crimson Tide, Goldeneye, Waterworld, and 7 was number 12.
3,
by the way. So,
Die Hard 3 came out in 95.
Die Hard with a Vengeance. Yeah.
Damn, that's a good one. I love
Yeah.
it. And Samuel L. Perfect.
The Mortal Kombat movie was 17. That's wild. I didn't know that.
Maybe
It beat out Bad
came out
Boys.
94.
Yeah.
Bad Boys came out then.
Yeah.
Dude, Desperado
Brave.
came out that year. That made me want to get a guitar case with a gun in it. That's
It's a banger of a
all I
movie right
wanted
there.
The only reason I ever wanted a guitar case is just so I could put a gun inside of it.
All right,
talking
and then
about.
the number 1 song in 95. You know what that is?
Oops, I did it
Alanis-
again. Britney Spears.
Alanis Morissette.
No, it's Coolio.
Gangster's Paradise?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
And then right after
went
that was
straight to
a couple TLC songs and something else. I don't remember what was after that. And we also got, the food pyramid that we learned about in school with that came out in 1995. So fun fact is, how much do you think a dozen of eggs cost?
Oh, dude.
68
40
cents.
92 cents. And bread was 89 cents. Ground beef was $1.49, and milk was $2.50.
I know that gas had to be down there too.
Yeah, I didn't. I should have looked that one up, but I didn't. But so these are just random things that happened in 2000 or not 2000 shit, 1995. And the first one, the reason why I used this list was the first one was my favorite. Was MJ returned from retirement. The goat, the goat came back.
I have this in my notes.
I should have known better.
Actually, where I've noted that was the third best player in the NBA announced his comeback.
Okay.
And that's going to be behind LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. Then you find Michael Jordan.
Oh, man.
So DVDs were invented. Toy Story premiered. Bill Clinton was president. Playboy became legal after a 34-year ban. The PlayStation came to America. It came to Japan in 1994. But
Twisted Metal. That's what I had on my list.
Yeah. So PlayStation came. OJ got set free. The MLB strike ended. The average. Oh yeah, here's one. So what do you think the average cost of a new house was?
115.
Oh,
You're
no,
very, very
90?
close.
I was going to say like 96.
113,150. So
Damn, I was almost there.
And that was apparently when the Mariah Carey Christmas
God, that's gonna be
whatever thing came out. Goosebumps was one of the most watched TV shows. Windows 95 was released. Bill Gates was the richest man in the world, and Kendall Jenner and Patrick Mahomes were born in that year. Yeah. What do you think the most most popular baby names were in 1995?
Chris.
Nope.
I'm
Jacob.
trying to think of people I know.
Jacob, is that up there?
No. The girl name is a J, but
Jennifer.
Jasmine.
Jessica.
Hmm.
Jessica and Michael. Those were says that they were used 27,935 Michaels. Or no, Jessica had 27,935 babies were named that, and 41,402 Michaels were born in 95.
Wow.
Yeah, that was about it. So there's obviously a lot more things that happened, but those were the ones that stuck out the most. The whole '90s, we've said it many times. '90s best era to grow up in. I think it would have been even better if we were like 5 years older than
100%
than what we were at the time. So the next thing on the list is, what is a game that you wish you could experience for the first time, but it was with today's graphics instead of whatever you played them with at the time?
I hate to keep repeating myself, but Metal Gear Solid. It's the game that stands out from my childhood.
Yeah, I'd say GoldenEye, but I mean, Metal Gear getting inside of a box is just still hilarious to me.
I think that it's really not even like graphic wise. I don't think that like, I mean, the graphic part of it doesn't make it a better game, but like, I think that Pokemon coming out for the first time, like in today's world, it would still be able to be just as big of a success as it was forever ago back then. So, obviously, I mean, there's games that like I wish, we could play in today's world that held up and looked better than what they do. I mean, there's just some of them that they were fantastic games, but they just flat out, like, there's no way in hell you could ever play them. Like the original Tomb Raider game, it's a classic game. Feel like everybody's played it. There's no way in hell you could sit down and play that game today with the way that it looks, the way that it plays. It's just there's no way. I think me and Travis tried to play it once on one of their remaster things that they came out with.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and it's so clunky and it's just so bad that I don't know how games were played without joysticks. Like when we just had a D-pad, and that was how you controlled things. Like, because that's how that game was just being controlled by that, and that's just impossible. Twisted Metal's another one. Yeah, I mean that one. Whew, that's rough playing that game. But I remember playing that game for hours and hours.
To beat that game. How is that possible now?
Yeah, and just to think to go back and play that pixelated Minecraft game, like there's just absolutely no way.
I think Max Payne would be cool to play updated, which I think that's coming.
Oh yeah.
I never really got into those games. I played. Was there one for 360?
Yeah, that's the one that's garbage. The first two are great.
I think I played the one on 360, but I don't really remember playing the older ones.
Yeah.
And then the one of the games that you talked about, that 13 game or whatever, like I never really played that either.
Fun little shooter.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of games that I just, not that I wasn't into. Like I just, I was a child. No one bought them for me.
There's so much stuff coming out too.
Yeah, I mean, like I didn't have a choice. So, oh well, yeah. I mean, especially being a kid, like when you're standing there and you're breaking your neck playing whatever game, and then you go stand and look in the glass case. Like back then there was no like pick two. It was just like I get one every 3 months, or something. Like, there wasn't, I better pick a good ass game that I'm going to play repeatedly, because I'm not going to go home and go, Mom, this sucks. Take me back to the store. She's like, nope, that's you're shit out of luck. Like
feeling you're getting a turd. You're like, no.
Yeah, it's just like, you're going to play that until, until we have enough money to go get another one.
It's been a while since I've done this, but that's how I felt when I brought that Switch home and hooked it up. I was like, motherfucker. I could have spent this money elsewhere. All right.
I mean, I do feel like, though, I mean, like, I know that there were games that were just like shit whenever we were younger, but I feel like it was few and far between where you just took a game home and it was like, oh my God, I want to turn this off. Like, it may not be like as good as another game, but I don't remember ever getting a game, taking it home, and then just turning it off and being like, yeah, no, I don't want to play my new game. Like, you get in the car, you take the case, you turn it over, you read all the fucking bullshit on the back that you don't care about, but you want to read it because you're so excited for some reason. And, you know, like, that's just how it was. But like in today's world, I have probably bought or played more games in the past 2 years that I've thought, wow, I can't believe I actually spent my money on this than my entire gaming existence from being a child until now. Like, they're the games that have come out in the past 2 years, I would struggle to find 5 that I would recommend to another individual that has not played them.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not
they're
allowed to
just-
refund on PlayStation anymore for a reason.
They're so bad. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
we got Funko Fusion, which was, I didn't have high expectations, but I expected something, you know, like that game sucked. What did we buy before then? It was absolutely
College football?
awful. Oh yeah, college football, broken ass game. Like, it's terrible. I know you want to buy boxing, and I'm going to allow you to spend your money on it if you would like to, but the reviews that have come out are horrendous on the game, and people are saying that it is almost worse than it was in early access, and they've added absolutely nothing in the amount of time
God.
that it's been in early. Because I mean, I played that game a year ago on Steam in early access, and people are saying it's literally the same game, if not worse quality than
Wow.
it was on Steam, and it has like a 58% like negative review rate or whatever on there.
Just shit on all your dreams, man. Hopes and dreams.
Yeah, and people are saying the career mode is just like non-existent, so it's like basically you just fight your friends, you know, which is fine. Like, I mean, I'm not saying the career mode is the
make or break.
the seller, but like, I mean, you look back at the Fight Night games, like the career
In
mode
depth.
was,
It was
you know,
in depth,
like
man.
it was good, you know. So to be, I think they said 13 years since the last boxing game came out, to have it come out and just be like, yeah, take it back, you know, like, and just
It's another pretty turd.
We'll go 14 years, you know, like this game sucks.
Well, I might wait and catch it on sale then.
I mean, they seem really bad about pushing out updates, you know, because like even in early access, like there were just things that were just blatantly broke, and to have a game be in early access for that long and then to have it come out and it's the same game, it's like, you know, what are you doing? You know, like what happened? You know, I know that I'm not buying it because I bought it on Steam when it was in the early access. I mean, granted, I only paid like $20 or something like that, but you know, I'm not paying $100 for this game that I didn't like
Yeah.
for the first time that I played it.
I think the regular game comes out today.
The 11th.
Yeah, so the
Early
early
access
going,
is the 8th, and then the actual game was the 11th. But yeah, so I don't know. I was reading reviews on it, and I mean, you got that. You got Star Wars. It sucked. The Assassin's Creed game they pushed back till next year.
UFC wasn't great.
UFC was a downgrade in all factors except maybe graphics, and you'd have to squint really fucking hard to be able to see.
Oh no, come on.
I don't know. Maybe we got to load up the old one because it wasn't worth it. I mean, I just. Do you really think the graphics were that much better?
Yes, from UFC 4 to 5, yes, I do.
All right. Well, maybe I just don't remember. No, I mean, there were so many knockouts that happened with you that it's hard to focus on the graphics. And,
how did you get CTE knocking me out? Come on now.
So, I don't know. But yeah, UFC downgrade, in my opinion, other than graphics. College football is apparently... They apparently fixed some of the things, but I don't hear anybody talk about it anymore. And I don't hear anybody doing anything other than playing the damn road to the road to glory or whatever the Heisman mode was called, where you create your own character. Nobody's playing that shit online. So I feel like Madden nowadays, no one cares about anything other than the ultimate team and ripping open packs and trying to, do something. So yeah, I mean, games are just not what they used to be, in my opinion.
I've got
And
to
even-
Fired up. Have you fired up Silent Hill 2 yet?
No, I'm playing that today. I played a bunch of Zelda because that was originally what we were going to end up reviewing. Which, by the way, I don't know when chances are we're probably not gonna do it next week because the guests that we were gonna have on, I don't even know if they can come on next week, and I'm the only one who's played the game. But if you haven't played the new Zelda game, it's a fantastic game. It's much bigger than I thought it was going to be. There's a lot more to do, and it's super fun, and it's not repetitive, and there's lots of different things that you can do in that game. But yeah, Silent Hill, I want to play that today. The PC modders have already taken out the fog,
The fog. I saw
so
that.
you can play the game without any fog. It's a joke though. Like, I mean, it is possible to play without the fog, but it's a joke that goes back to the remasters, because that remaster collection that was on 360 and PS3 or whatever, apparently they were done so terribly that some places of the game just didn't have fog anyway because the remaster port was just so fucked. So that's where the joke comes from, getting rid of the fog. But yeah, so I mean, I kind of wanted to go into Silent Hill like not blind because I mean it is like a remake or remaster or whatever. But I've only seen some screenshots. I haven't seen video or anything like that, and the graphics look pretty damn good. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it's not a piece of shit like most of the other games that have came out. But yeah, I don't know. Gaming, we're gonna need some new IPs to come out and some new games, or we're gonna need to put some people in charge of some old things that know what they're doing. They apparently Halo has a new person in charge as well that apparently came from some other industry that's not video games. So I'm sure that franchise is going straight to hell.
God.
Got a new Tony Hawk coming.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
is it confirmed now?
Yeah, but they're not releasing too much info, so
Yeah, I knew. Well, I knew we brought it up.
yeah.
A couple episodes ago or something like that, but they still didn't know what it was going to be. I think it's going to be. I mean,
They cannot change the gameplay. You just can't. When you go to Tony Hawk game, you want a Tony Hawk game.
do you think they're going to do like what was the one where we could walk around off the board?
Underground.
You think that they're going to redo the underground?
Oh my God. Day one.
I mean, what?
Yeah,
that has to be number one choice. Like,
it'll have to be something of that nature. Probably not underground. It'll probably be more for the skate world, not just like Bam Margera style.
Well, I'm going to tell you, and I feel like, I mean, maybe I'm the minority. I don't feel like I am, but nobody wants that realism bullshit in a Tony Hawk.
Yeah, no, not Tony
remake.
Hawk. Leave that for the other
Leave
stuff.
that with the buttons. Don't make me have to do a kickflip with the right stick and I got to do it in the correct angle and all that. Like, absolutely not. That is, you can't remake a game and completely introduce a whole entire new control systems in series of video games is a terrible idea. UFC, stop doing it. Don't change the controls around. It's a terrible idea. It makes the game worse. So,
I agree.
Yeah, it's just. But yeah, I mean, Underground. I mean,
That's
you
the
think
one.
you think it'd just be a one game, or you think it'd be a 1 and 2, like they did?
I think they could get by with just doing the first one.
Yeah.
I feel like doing the first one would be a money grab if they're gonna do the second one.
I have no interest in Underground Part 2. I hate that game.
What's the one with the orange cover? Is that number 1 or number 2?
Underground.
This first one.
First one. That's the one I played the most. I can't even remember what.
So good.
Did Underground 2? Was it the same cover with just a 2 next to it?
No, it's got BAM and shit mixed in it.
Oh, okay.
It's the Jackass one, basically, is what it is.
Oh, yeah.
You skate fucking shopping carts and stuff on certain missions.
Yeah. Waste of time. That was the same. So I'd have to look up the years, but did the same year that like the Tony Hawk and all that stuff come out? Was that the same year we got like Freak Style and BMX Triple X and like all of those? Like
Tony Hawk definitely started it, but it probably followed within 2 or 3 years after Tony Hawk.
Yeah. I remember when that BMX Triple X game came out, and some dude came into GameStop. Some dude came into GameStop and tried in the most non-awkward way imaginable that you can ask another grown-ass man if you have a video game where you can see naked girls while riding a bike. And he's like, hey, there's like a new a new BMX game, something like the Dave Mira or something, but it's like I think it's rated much. And I'm like, BMX Triple X, is that what it's called? Yes, you know exactly what it's called. Like, don't come in here. No one's asking for this game other than you, so you know exactly what it's called. Don't act like you're clueless and all that. So
Intercode Champagne Room, by the way. If you have the game.
Hey, I played the Leisure Suit Larry games as a kid. Those games are hilarious and fun. There's no shame in my game.
I hope they bring back the old music. Just keep the old music. Don't put new stuff in. Just the original, like.
Yeah, the only problem with that is like the licensing issue. Like, who now owns that?
Probably everything like iTunes. Justin Bieber owns it or something.
Maybe he's a Tony Hawk fan. You different.
Shout out JB.
All right, so it's time for Would You Rather, and this is: would you rather have to survive a Saw or a Final Destination movie?
Just kill me, man.
Yeah. There's a right and a wrong answer to this.
I don't know. I mean, can you even survive? I guess you could in Saw.
Saw, yes, you're on the right track. Saw, you have a chance. It might be a slim chance. You might lose a limb. You might have to kill your best friend, but you have an opportunity of walking out of there. Final Destination, everyone just dies. Like, I guess there's always like that one person that somehow manages to live, through, everything. But Final Destination, it's like, it's just those instances where like you can see it coming and you're just like, shit. And there's just nothing you can do. Like, it's just over. Still to this day, what person doesn't get in the car, doesn't get behind the 18-wheeler that's in front of you with all the logs that are on it, and the first thought you have is Final Destination. Like, it is ingrained in our brains that this means death. This person has logs on the back of the truck. I am behind them. I now die. That is what that means.
Am I the only one that doesn't try to move around them? I just stay behind them. Like, hey, cool.
Oh no, I'm past it. I don't even like sit regular semis. I get nervous feeling driving past.
It doesn't like, I don't look at it as in a like this is a reality type thing. Like, I just look, I go, oh, Final Destination. Like that's the first thought. Like, but it's not like we gotta move, because this is gonna happen. I'm just like, hey, well, maybe they're filming. like we'll see what happens. So
All I'm saying is I'm still alive, and I've gone around him every time. So I think it's working for me.
It works, baby. It works.
Yeah.
I
I would
can't.
probably have to choose Final Destination. I ain't trying to lose a limb. I ain't trying to lose an eyeball. I don't know. I'd rather just get locked into a freaking sun tanning room or whatever that tanning
Oh,
bed.
I remember. I remember that. I saw that one in theaters.
Yeah.
Whatever. That
Yeah, I don't. Oh, that would suck. I don't get inside of those. I don't get behind trucks. What other ones? I can't think of
Doesn't
other
somebody
scenes.
die? Something on their computer screen like blows up into their face or something.
On what?
I'll see y'all later.
Final
bye.
Destination. Yes.
God. Just gonna have an irrational fear of everything now.
Yeah, just you have to analyze everything. You're plugging in a toaster. Like, is this it?
Yeah.
I mean, is that worse, or just all of a sudden you wake up and you're chained around the ankle to the middle of a room, and I wake up and there's Travis on the other side, and there's a key dangling in front, and one of us isn't gonna make it. Like, I don't know which is worse. So
I don't think I'm going to fight to survive in Saw. I'm going to like bash my head against the toilet or
you got it. You got
I'm
it.
getting myself out of there, dude.
Yeah, I'd like a chance. Final Destination, it's out of my control.
Yeah, you
Saw
just got-
we get to play a game. I have a chance.
Last week you didn't want to play the game.
Like, well, no, that was I don't want to be there. But if I have a choice of having a shot at survival or some freak shit might happen, and I just might just not get the opportunity to defend myself, I'm gonna take the opportunity to defend myself. So there are rumors. I don't know. Obviously, this is like new information that I guess probably isn't supposed to be out to the public, but somebody that was in some Microsoft meetings has leaked that there are beginning talks that, the Xbox is done and that this is the last console that we're going to get, and everything is going to go to PC Game Pass streaming, like that route. What?
My bad. Sorry, guys.
Oh, that's great.
So they're gonna go arrest that person from. But yeah, so they're saying that this is possibly going to be the last Xbox console that we get, and everything is going to go streaming, which I said I thought was where things were headed already, with the way that they're pushing everything. Both companies are pushing everything digital wise now. I just found out, I know that when I sent it to you all, when those PlayStation 30th anniversaries came out or whatever, and they showed that little, the one with the disc or whatever, that's not a disc drive. That's a cover for when you want to go buy an additional disc drive. So I thought that there was a digital version and a disc version of the 30th anniversary PlayStation 5, but that's not the actual disc drive. That's on the Slims. You can buy it and add it, and so that's just a cover that's in gray. So it's not actually a disc drive. So that makes it even worse of a deal and even more push towards digital, that they're basically getting rid of that as well. But I mean, Xbox has already got, the Game Pass thing. That's a huge moneymaker for them. They've got the app on the Fire Stick, which I still haven't downloaded and tried.
That's how we
mainly because I don't care. Like I don't care how it plays because I'm probably not going to use it that often. But I do want to test it just for shits and giggles to see.
Jake, did you play it?
My nephew played it at his house. We played with him, and I felt like it was laggy. His was very laggy. So
yeah,
I think it comes down to TVs
Yeah,
are going to have to be better, or computers. You have to get a higher end to be able to play at a certain level. Otherwise, you're losing out on that processor. You're losing out on that actual functionality.
You gotta think. You have a
inside of
Fire
the thing.
Stick, and you're gonna
Yeah.
tell me that like this is going to have
The
enough.
same.
It's going to have storage in it. It's going to be able to have a Wi-Fi, a good enough Wi-Fi, adapter inside of it to be able to give me perfect, connection whenever I'm streaming things. It's going to be able to run Netflix, and it's going to have all Amazon's adware bullshit that they put on things. And like you can't put all of that
No.
in the thing. Now, the Cube that they have, the Cube has an Ethernet port on the back of it. Now, if they put it on something like that, where you can just hardwire in,
Yeah.
that might.
I could see it being maybe smaller. Do away with disc completely, and then just be like some kind of a small device that just you play off of that. Because I just feel like there's no way you could just do everything online and it just be ass the entire
Well,
time.
because it's
slow.
all dependent on people's internet, and like we still live in places where like Travis's house, for example, it's like he can't get anyone else for internet other than Spectrum. So it's like Spectrum can literally be the shittiest internet company on the face of the planet. It doesn't matter. Like they can charge him $200 for 30 download if they actually wanted to, and he's either going to pay for it or not have the internet. Like, I mean,
I don't have the internet.
I mean, that's just, that's where we're at with, some places is that, people have really good internet in a lot of places, but there are still some places where people have very, very shitty internet and, or not stable internet. So can you get fiber at your house?
I have fiber.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like fiber is a lot better than.
I still feel like my internet sucks, but I don't know. It might just be our stuff that we have inside.
Well, if you use like the equipment they give you, like it's not.
Yeah, I think that's all we have.
Yeah, it's not. It's never as good as something you can go buy.
Yeah, we were talking about looking at Amazon Prime deals and stuff like that today. Of looking at maybe getting a better, device. That way,
get the Eero thing. That's what I have.
Is it good? Is it fire?
Yeah, I got it's like their mesh system or whatever, and I got one. Like one's in my office, and then I got one in my living room, and then so basically my office is at this end of the house, and my living room's in the middle, and then the other end of the house, and we
have a bunch of little square devices.
I can walk down the street and still get internet. So I mean, it's got I think it's like 2,500 square feet for each one or something like that.
Shit.
So it's a pretty good distance from for wherever you need it to be.
We got these little small things that has like small antennas on it, and like you just plug them in, and then I guess you just sync with it. And we have like one in the garage. I think we had one in here. I don't see it anymore. So maybe not in here. Maybe like my son's room or something. And that just helps us get better internet because it's all the way downstairs. It's below me, but it's still like I'm not plugged into anything. I'm not hardwired into anything inside the house.
I mean, yeah, that's basically what the Eero is. It's just you got your main one, and then you got a bunch of nodes that you can just plug in, wherever you want. And the cool thing about the Eeros is they're wireless, but then they also have Ethernet ports on the back of it. So say your internet's in your basement, and then you want to put a little thing in your son's room, well, he can still literally plug an Ethernet cable into the back of his Xbox.
Oh wow!
And it'll give him.
I think we had something like that in our bedroom.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. Because like that's what I used to do when my PlayStation wasn't near my router, because the PlayStation 5 for whatever reason just
I have it in here now.
Is shit on Wi-Fi. So
I did bring it in here.
Yeah,
I can't do that or I'll lose internet. But I have like some kind of a thing. I don't know what it's called, what it is, but I am hardwired in with my Xbox.
Yeah. I mean, the Eero, that's what I got, and I've had it, and it's probably on sale with the Amazon Prime Day. I would assume. I don't know how much off it is, but I got them, and you don't have to get like the new Wi-Fi 6 one and all that shit. But I mean,
Yeah.
I would definitely get the Pro because that's the one that has the bigger range on it to be able to do.
Because like our furthest camera away of our inside or outside, our Ring camera is just like sometimes, I mean, it could be a lot better, but it's still, I mean, it suffices.
Yeah.
But
all right, so emulation versus original hardware.
OG baby, all the way. I'm an OG guy.
I'm torn.
So am I.
The simplicity of the other, yes.
It's very hard. I don't know if it's just like if it's simplicity, if it's laziness, if
definitely right laziness.
What? Yeah, I mean, so like for me, like I was talking about it like with Travis right before you got in here, where I was sitting, I was thinking like at my desk and I was sitting here and I'm like, you know what? I could put a TV just like right here, and then my Mac has an HDMI cord, port on it to where I can plug something into there. I could literally have every single game that I could possibly want at my disposal. Plug in an HDMI cord. It's going to appear up on the TV. Then it's just there. I was like, I don't have to do anything. I don't got to have storage for games, any of that. I was like, but at the same time, granted, something stops working. The emulator gets a cease and desist, like something happens, like it's that I'm done, like it's over with. But it's very hard to not enjoy playing something like that. And on top of it, like I can take like PS2 games and stuff and like put them in like 4K, and they have all the little like graphical updates and all that, and I'm just like, it's hard to not
I hear you.
Not be a scumbag and go and download everything illegally and play it on emulators.
Easy,
so original hardware, I feel like you have like more nostalgia with because it's like the same thing that you did, whenever you were a kid. I don't think you're going to get any sense of nostalgia other than like seeing a load up screen. Maybe like if you're going to play, I talked about playing the original Pokemon Red and Blue, or I mean, there's websites you can go to where you can literally play the original Mario Brothers like on a website. You don't have to download anything. It just like literally plays on the screen. So it can be done, but when I load that up, I'm not going to feel like a kid again. I'm going to be like, yeah, well, it's amazing how this came on a big ass cartridge and now I can fit 750 of these on a flash drive, like it's just, it's kind of crazy. I had a modded NES Classic at one point that had the whole entire library on it.
So
I played it for a little bit, and then I sold it on eBay, and I'm just like, yeah, it's just not the same. Like it's simple and it's easy and it's cool. You can save games and you can do lots of different things you weren't able to do in the beginning. But yeah, it just wasn't fun. It's just like the PS2 that I bought. Like just like, yeah, it's fun. It's fun to play PS2 games. And I'm like, but I'm not paying $180 for Def Jam Fight for New York. I'm gonna play it for free. Like that's just, like I'm sorry. Like, like Rule of Rose or whatever that other 700, something dollar game is, the Kuon game. Like, these are games that like I'm never going to own because, and like not for any other reason other than like, for me, everything in the world has a justifiable price. Like it doesn't matter, what it is. And there are just certain things that I don't care how cool they are. I don't care. Like I'm not going to pay a certain price for certain things. Like, the Kuon game, it's just expensive. Nobody talks and rants and raves about it being a good game. So I'm not paying $700-800 for something to sit on my shelf. Like if I literally had every other game but that game, okay, cool, this completes it. Maybe I'll do
Right.
that. But to be going through and being like, oh, there's $700, oh, there's $800 for this one, or oh, Def Jam Fight. Oh, I remember when that cost me I could have bought this for $1 at GameStop in 2018, but now it costs $180. Like it's just not worth it to do for me. But it is really fun with graphical enhancements to play it, on my Mac. So I did do that. Same thing with NFL Street. I'm just like, hey, well, look, I saved $200 something already. Just this is where things are going. So yeah, things are too expensive to
go out and buy.
Go out and buy. Well, I mean, it's just like when we talked about, playing the original Pokemon. If I just wanted to play Pokemon Red, I have to go out and buy a Game Boy, and I have to go out and buy Pokemon Red. Right there, I'm already over $100.
Easy,
just to play just to play one game. And then I'm like, oh, hey, I remember when I bought the next Pokemon game. All right, cool. There's another $75. Like I'm $200 something deep in a Game Boy and 2 games. Like that literally I probably could have gotten for free 20 years ago because nobody wanted it, So, I mean, I remember working in GameStop. I could even tell you the amount of leaf green copies of Pokemon that were in the Game Boy Advance case. Like, I mean, they were a ton, and they were like, what, $15, or something.
Somewhere
like,
around there,
yeah. I mean, they weren't outrageous, but like now that same thing is, I don't even know what the value of it is now, but it's, obviously way more. Yeah, like back then, like, I mean, if prices were the same as what they were, even 5 years ago,
yeah,
it'd be cool. But, and like part of
worse.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I know that. But like for me as well, like if I see something and like I start collecting it, I feel like I want to have all of them. So like, system wise, if you're going to collect the N64s, you'd be like, okay, cool. Here's the black one. Here's, the Fantastic series. And then it's like, oh, and then here's the Let's Go Pikachu one or whatever that's, that's hard. And then on top of that one, there's the Toys R Us gold one that, I saw today, somebody had one that was complete in the box for $3,000. I was just like, and I arrested my case, it's just like, I can't, I know people don't believe me. They'd be like, you could just, I could just literally be sitting on millions of dollars. And somebody be like, hey, Tyler, I see that last Nintendo, Nintendo 64 over there you need for your collection. $3,000 complete in the box. Like, that's neat. Don't care. Like it doesn't matter how much money you have. There is a limit to how much you can spend on something without it just seeming absolutely ridiculous. So.
You talked about nostalgia earlier.
Rant over.
The best thing about an OG console is busting out the console, the original controller, plugging it in, it not working, taking it out, blow on it, plug it back in, and hope that it works. Like that's that feeling that I get plugging in the SNES or the 64. And then it's still not working, but it is what it is. I think it was just the TV downstairs, but
I mean,
you fired up the old GameCube, didn't you?
Yeah. I got the GameCube memory cards today, so I'm sure the wife and I will be playing tonight, taking turns. So I'm pretty excited.
What game did you pick up? Wasn't that one of your grails?
The Holy Grail, my Holy Grail, Luigi's Mansion. Finally got it. I got it for a good price too. I didn't want to drop 65, but getting it delivered and getting it itself for $50, I couldn't turn that deal down. So could have saved $8 if I went, but I don't have to drive all the way down there.
Could have
Is
saved
it complete in
65
box?
if you download the emulator.
Well,
This is true. This is true. But the nostalgia of just plugging it in and the cord being so far away, and you have to now stand by the TV instead of just getting we're now looking at $30, $40. I think you get 2 wireless controllers for $40. So it's another $40. So
Yeah.
like you said, it's a $110 swing now for us.
Yeah,
but I mean,
it's just hard,
at the
like
end of the day,
with new things that are out as well. Like, I'm not saying, like, I mean, obviously new games aren't fantastic by any means, but you know, it's like if I do get to sit down and play something, it's like, do I want to sit down and do I want to play the new Silent Hill game, or do I want to go back and piss myself off playing Grand Theft Auto 3 on, you know, PS2? You know, it's just like, well, I'm in a good mood. Let's not ruin it. You know, let's you know, play something that's going to be fun. The coolest part about playing the games that, you know, whenever I was playing them on my Mac is you can just like Bluetooth any controller that you want and play them. So I mean, like, you can use PlayStation controller, you can use an Xbox controller, you could plug in a GameCube or you know, do one of the wireless GameCube controllers, not the old ones, but I think they make newer ones that like have Bluetooth in them. And you just play with whatever you want.
I think
on
we
there.
got some Switch ones or N64 for the Switch. So we have 2 N64 controllers for they're actually like.
Oh, well, you need those. If you're going to play
Nintendo.
N64 games on the Switch, you need the N64 controller,
Oh,
because the
yeah.
controllers for the N64 games, just playing it around regular Switch, are absolutely terrible. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, I know that it's hard to implement them, but I mean, it's they're
It's a lot of fun.
pretty awful. So, well, outside of that, for our giveaway, we are going to do it based off of subscribers on YouTube. Last time we tried to do it based off of likes, and apparently with Facebook settings, it will show you a certain amount of people have liked it, but you can't actually see it when you click on it. And so it was a shit show last time when we were trying to do it. So if you haven't already, go to our YouTube channel and just click subscribe, and obviously like the video, send it to all your friends so we continue to grow. But in order to be entered in the giveaway, you have to be a subscriber. So if you're not already, go on there, subscribe, and then I guess so this will come out on what, I don't even have a calendar. 14th. So let's see. So from the 14th to, all right, so the 21st. So that's a week's worth of time where you can go on, become a subscriber, and that'll be before the episode after this one drops. And then we will
be yours.
Yeah, we will. I wonder if we can do. I guess we could just do like a separate video and just put it up with who won. There is a way we can do some type of live stream thing, but I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to mess with things that I haven't.
I'm not computer savvy.
Yeah, I haven't. I haven't messed with it yet, so I don't really know. So, but yeah. So that's all we got. We kind of threw this episode together. We were originally supposed to record tomorrow, and we were going to have BJ from the Nerdy Reads podcast come on, but for some reason he took it upon himself to go to a rock festival over the weekend and scream at bands like he's a teenager, and now he has no voice, so he is bailing on our podcast episode. So we
RIP to the vocal cords.
Yeah, so we decided to change things up, and it just so happened that it worked out right now for everybody to do it. So we just threw some things together and went in and recorded the episode. So next week we're going to review Saw, correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then does that still leave you with extras for the weeks after for the other ones that you were going to do?
So you will do Saw on the 21st, and then we'll close it out on the 28th.
Mm-hmm.
So you got 2 more. Saw and then 1 more after.
Okay. I kind of want to watch through all of them. I know they're probably not as good as I remember them being, but
Hey,
you
do
know,
it, man.
how's
Text me while
this-
you're watching them. Let me know how you like them.
Well, that's what I was, I was asking Timmy. I was like, hey, I got to watch Saul because we're gonna, review it on the podcast. And she's like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, you want to watch it? And she's like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, all right, cool. I was like, what do you think about watching like all 8 of them, 9 of them, however many there are? And she's like, yeah, I don't know about that. And I was just like, well, I was like, maybe it happened, maybe it wasn't. So. All right, so all of the links for social media and all that stuff will be down in the description. And as always, if you haven't, share it with your friends. Everybody loves video games and everybody loves hearing our voices. So we need
Amen.
new people. We keep getting I don't know, let's see so I don't say it wrong. How many countries are we in up to now? 9.
Okay.
So our newest one is Taipei City. Not quite sure where that's at. So we are in the United States, Sweden, Germany, Norway, Taiwan, and the UK. So
Nice.
I'm jet lagged, baby.
yeah, so we're up to 9 countries, and what do we start? May?
I think you
Something
started
like
End of April.
Yeah, end of April, something like that. So
pretty impressive.
all right. So yeah, all the links will be in the description. And we'll post a giveaway video on a week and a half-ish from now, something like that. So until next time, goodbye.
Bye.